Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. This show is called Authors and Artists, where we feature local Fresno, San Joaquin Valley, California-based authors and artists, and they tell us what they have going. We celebrate what's good about the Central Valley. This next guest, I must say, is both an author and an artist. Welcome, author Wayland Jackson, who, by the way, has got a new book. Let me put the cover up a second. Welcome, Wayland, by the way.
Thank you, Mike.
The book cover is up there. Tell us the name of it.
The name of it is Do Not Marry for Love, and that's the first poem in the book, dedicated to my wife of 62 years.
Wow. And it's a book of poetry.
It is.
Yeah. But I'm going to put the cover up one more time because you told me something about this cover is that you painted the picture too.
I did. That's one of my watercolors. If you go to my website, waylandjackson.com, you can see this watercolor and other watercolor and ink and pencil that I worked in.
My next question was going to be, but you answered it. I was going to say, is that a watercolor? It sure looks like a beautiful watercolor. Now, it's a book of poetry, Do Not Marry for Love. That's just the name of the poem, or are we going to find out what we should marry for?
No, I wasn't going to touch on that. I could do it, but I discussed this when I was here before with Carol, and she said, I never heard that idea. The idea simply is that love in the American argot is just sort of a mushy word. Mm-hmm. You know, I love you, sort of like a Hollywood kind of love. But I told her I thought that for the marriage vows, it would be better to take out the word love and put in the word commitment. Commitment. I commit myself to you for life. You commit yourself to me. That will grow into a massive love, I think. So anyhow, that's...
by the way, I asked you this before we came on the air, but where are you from, Wayland?
I'm from I'm an Okie.
Okie.
Yes, a real, genuine, corn-fed Okie.
How did you end up in California?
Why? I came here to go to school in Berkeley.
Berkeley, yeah.
Yeah, in 1952.
Oh, my goodness.
More than most of your readers aren't even born then.
I wanted to mention, I meant to pull up some of the covers, but this is not your first book.
No, this is my third book, and I have a fourth one about two-thirds finished.
Two-thirds finished.
Yeah. My first book was a memoir called When God Disappeared. The second book is a book of my short stories called Frog Legs, which is one of the stories in the book, Frog Legs. And then this book, Do Not Marry for Love, my third.
Yeah. Now, I went to Amazon.com right before you got here, and because I was afraid I couldn't find your book cover, but you had sent it in, and you brought a copy too. And type Wayland Jackson, boom, all those books pop right up.
Yeah.
So they're easy to find. Go click on them. It's Christmas time. You know, I always have people I got to give gifts to, another necktie or a coffee mug. Why not a book?
Oh, yes, right. Much more than a coffee mug.
And also, I have to go to parties, Christmas season parties. I take a host gift to every host. Why not a book?
Nice. Good idea.
So when you go to Amazon, you see Wayland Jackson, don't click one, click 5 times, get some and give them. You know what else I like to do? Give the books out, and then we're all reading the same book at the same time. And we get to talk about it and stuff. Yeah. And reading's fun, but talking about what you've read is way more fun.
Before I read any of the poems, I want to mention something. I give out my calling cards every place, banks, grocery stores, sidewalks, doctor's offices. And when I mention that there's stories and poetry on my website, here's something that's really strange. The people who seem to be attracted to poetry are more men, far more men than women. I thought poetry was sort of a sissy kind of thing, but apparently it's not.
Men like that. I'm shocked, too, by that. We have some poems here. Tell me what your first one you're going to read is.
The first one is for the scientists in the audience. Okay. You have to know what a polywog is.
Okay.
And if you know what a polywog is, that they turn into frogs eventually, this is my first poem that I'm going to read today. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Polywog. My life began in a small, watery world, mostly head with a happy wriggling tail. I swam, but not by choice. I couldn't help it. It's my nature. And any bully or predator could take me out in a single gulp. Like lightning from a cloudless sky, the winds of change surprised me. My tail, why was it shrinking? Where were these new appendages coming from? Why do I now have new cravings, a new appetite? Where did I get these lungs? And for what? For screaming? For singing? But now I move with equal ease on land and water. I laugh uproariously at my baby photos. Did I ever look like that? My mirror says, what a handsome dude. Muscles Zeus would have envied. A smile as wide as the Grand Canyon. Soulful eyes that say, don't you just love me?
Very nice. Nicely done, Wayland. I think, which one are we going to go to next? I have one queued up.
The second one I want to read is from a 10-second incident from my boyhood. It's called On the Front Porch.
Okay.
All right, here we go. On the front porch. On the hottest, driest day in Oklahoma history, with no shade or air conditioning, in the grip of a cruel sun, shoes cast off except for Sundays, shirt, unnecessary luggage, in cutoffs we called short pants, I, a lean lad, lay on my back in a gray painted wooden swing made by my dad's own hands, suspended in air by link chains from rafters on our tiny porch. Heat, like a merciless mother, pulled earth to her bosom, clasping creatures in a death grip, daring living things to breathe. When, like a gentle lover, a puff of wind stole across my chest and was gone.
Beautiful. Shoes cast off except for Sundays.
Yes.
This is a poem of us.
Yes.
This is how we all grew up, and we all, I connect with that.
Yeah, you remember stuff from your childhood.
That's right. We have, you want to do Ode to Silence or one of the
Okay,
others?
sure, that's good. Many people do not know that the word ode means to praise.
Huh.
Keats wrote Ode to a Grecian Urn. He was just going to brag on this beautiful urn that somebody made. And this poem is called Ode, praise, that is, for silence.
Ode to Silence.
Ode to Silence. And here's the poem. Hush. Elizabeth Taylor has died. Escorted by white stretch limos that seat 20 in an intimate, private ceremony. She was interred at Forest Lawn Cemetery alongside other stars whose lights outshone the night sky. Her name, the first word spoken on every newscast. Other great and good people have died whose names are not even mentioned by anyone.
Ode to Silence. You wanted to finish up with a special one, I think,
Okay.
which I have on the screen. All these have been up on the screen, which is,
Okay, I think this one maybe not is not. If you'd like to end up with one.
yes, sir.
Okay, this is the one that I really enjoyed thinking. This is based on the idea, when we ask the question, what's God like? Mm-hmm. Well, what's your answer? What is God like? There's a common among philosophers that we create God in our own image.
That's right.
So this poem sort of focuses a little bit on that.
Tell me the title of this one. I want to get it up on the screen.
The title is Just Like Me.
Just Like Me. Just happen to have that on the screen.
Oh, good. Just like me. Maybe God doesn't have arms or legs, a belly button or a big toe, but you can bet he's got personality. He likes good things and doesn't like bad things, just like me. God is strong when he needs to be, gentle when it's called for. He loves babies and puppies, and at a pinch, kittens, just like me. Clothes by Gucci or Kitschy, Miss America or Mr. Magoo, tall or short, skinny or not. God is not big on appearances, just like me. You can ask God for something, but if it's an asinine request, he'll probably say, you must be kidding, just like me. God doesn't sweat the small stuff. People who annoy him with petty matters should get off their butts and do it, just like me. God doesn't keep an enemies list. He knows who his friends are. He doesn't wait till Christmas to find out who's been naughty or nice, just like me. God won't always help you if you get in a jam. He might leave you hanging just to teach you a lesson, just like me. If you're dumb enough to tick God off, he'll take you to the woodshed, behind the gym, or under the bleachers and teach you a lesson you won't soon forget, just like me. Now that I think of it, I know a lot about God. We're not all that different. God, as it turns out, is just like me.
Wow, that's quite a poem. And there's a whole book of them.
There's a book of about 100 pages.
Now I'm getting a signal from our productions that we're going way over, but I love to go over with Wayland Jackson.
Well, I appreciate it.
Let me ask you one last question is, we have your website up there, waylandjackson.com. What are people going to find there?
They're going to find about 35 or 40 short stories, about the same number of poems, and about 15 or 20, maybe 25 of my artwork, watercolor,
That's right.
ink, and pencil.
That's right. Any last thoughts for our viewers? Anything we missed?
No, I hope that everybody buys a book. I've had people, I give them a card in a restaurant, and the guy says, "Oh yeah, I've already ordered the book." Right?
Nice, nicely done. So, yeah, please buy it. Don't buy one. Buy a whole stack of them. Give them out. What a great gift! A host gift, a Christmas gift, and you know what? If you give somebody this book, in 5 years, you go to their house, they're still going to have the book. What a nice gift that is.
Also, if they come to my house, I'll sign an autograph for a quarter.
There you go. Go to waylandjackson.com. Author Wayland Jackson. We'll be back with more Central Valley Talk.
Thank you, Mike.
Right after this.